You've been learning all about digital inequities and the digital divide in our school systems. Now we're going to talk about ways free resources can help to overcome digital inequities. When it boils down to it, digital equity is really about money. If schools and students had an infinite amount of money, they could buy all the technology they needed, and all the teacher training to go along with it. There is no question that obtaining free products can overcome situations of inequity in any environment. The question is whether open source is right for you. So what kinds of products are free? Well, there's products from Linux, there's products created for Microsoft Windows, there's products for Apple systems. Today I'm going to tell you about some of those products that hopefully you can begin using in your classroom and telling your students about shortly. So what are some of the implications of using this free software? Well, if schools are receiving things for free that previously had a significant cost, then that money is now free to spend on other resources. The money can then be reallocated for items such as teacher training and other things, which helps to further alleviate digital inequities. While free software cannot solve problems of acquiring hardware such as computers and printers and monitors, it can help to sustain hardware such as Linux operating systems and servers and some of the other back-end items. A computer is only as good as the software loaded onto it. Most software that your school system or your students currently use have cost-free counterparts. This may be open source software, freeware, or even some of the latest Web 2.0 technology. For instance, most schools have an element of Microsoft Office. Usually, I know I use Microsoft Word almost daily. There are products that some people say are almost better than Microsoft Word, whether they're Web 2.0 and you can find them on the internet, or products such as OpenOffice.org that have almost the same compatibility as Microsoft Office. Because our goal is to save as much money as possible when buying software and applications for our computers, we need to think about both the software that students and teachers are going to use, as well as the back-end software such as servers and things that are often found at district offices that information technology officers and technology directors are often using to help maintain our systems. At this point, you may be saying, wait a second, so you're telling me there's software out there that's free and just as good as the software that I'm currently using and paying for? Well, are they safe? Are they secure? Are they reliable? Will they hurt my computer? Will they install viruses on my system? Will they cause my system to crash? Well, one of the premises of open source is that they're created by many different people, so the reliability factor can almost be higher, being that they are technically peer-reviewed. Okay, so the software that you're talking about, we know it's clean, it's virus-free, it's okay for our system, then why aren't we currently using it? Well, that's probably a question that's running through many people's minds right now. Is the software currently compatible with the software we're using? Such as if I save a file on Writely or ThinkFree on the internet, or I use OpenOffice instead of Microsoft Word, can I save my files as Word documents so other people can open them? Well, definitely. I wouldn't suggest software if it wasn't currently compatible and useful as the software we're using right now. Another reason why sometimes school systems are not using these products is simply the openness to new ideas. People get used to a certain interface, they get used to using certain products, and they just keep on using them. So just like anything else in education, we have to learn more about these things and become familiar with them just so we can use them every day. Oftentimes, the computer itself and the software it contains is not the issue in student computer usage at home. Rather, lack of high-speed internet can be a significant drawback. Broadband internet used to be a luxury item reserved for only a select few. Now, it's becoming more and more commonplace. It's almost expected that students need a computer at home in order to succeed in school and be prepared for the workplace or college. Without a computer at home, parent communication is significantly reduced between teachers and parents. Student technical skills and computer troubleshooting is also reduced. Things that may also be affected are distance learning, ability to get any posted information regarding classes missed, parent, teacher, and student communication via email, message boards, or blogs, collaboration with other students on class projects, students who otherwise would have the motivation to extend classroom technology activities at home are now limited. There are many other drawbacks that I'm sure you can think of as well for not having computers at home or broadband internet access. Even though the cost of broadband internet has been significantly reduced, as well as service has become available to more people, we still have a very, very long way to go before we can expect all of our students to have this luxury. I encourage you to visit my website to find great software that you can start using with your students the very next day. I'm sure you'll find products that you'll be excited to use. Everything is good for kindergarten teachers all the way up through college teachers. For you to use in school, at home, for you to suggest to your students and anybody else you know. These are all products that are free and are going to help you save money and put that money back into schools where it belongs, instead of in the pockets of big software companies. The simplest way to see these lists of software that I've compiled is by going to koopmansclass.com, then clicking on the Technology Stuff link, and then from there you can select either free software or internet tools. On this slide I've also included a direct URL that you can gain access. To conclude this presentation, please go back to my office, visit my whiteboard, and click on the link that's listed on this slide, opensourcede.blogspot.com. Please follow directions at the top of the blog and enjoy the rest of your evening.